All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome in. Hey, there's Jack Dawson. He says, Welcome, Brother Beatles. And I say back to Jack Dawson, Welcome, Brother Jack. So here we are, man. So you can see the little banner across the bottom of the screen. So tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on this channel will be the July edition of Bernie Strom and I and our little Diamonds and Dice broadcast. So, you can see I just wanted to put the topic up early, and for anybody that catches this before, hopefully, come in tonight for a little while. Uh, and since it's on my channel tonight, it could go for a bit over an hour. So Bernie and I, we switch. 1 month it's on his, 1 month it's on mine. So Bernie's usually the dude that comes up with the great topics for conversation, and so the one for this month should be fun. The quest for the perfect baseball sim. He called it the search for, but being the geek that I am, and especially Monty Python geek, I'm all about the quest, baby. So just give you some guys some stuff to think about, but we're actually going to talk about it tonight, and certainly we're going to be open to guests coming on the mic and talk. So whether you play cards and dice baseball, or you play digital baseball, or maybe you play both, um, let's face it, most of us have quite a few baseball sims. It's crazy, right? Um, Cards and dice guys who are blessed with bigger homes, maybe warehouses and stuff, maybe they've got 20 different cards and dice games with every baseball season there is, and we digital guys, well, we've got 20 different digital baseball sims. Philip Reynolds, welcome in. He says he bought red ice hockey yesterday. Wow. Okay, red ice hockey. That sounds like wow. That's a pretty interesting title. Welcome in, Philip. Great to have you aboard. We're going to do an APBA game here pretty soon, but I just wanted to get some people's gray matter churning a little bit, if indeed gray matter churns. I don't know. On what we're doing. So let me get back to what I was saying. Um, so here's the question I'd like everybody if to think about who will be coming on later tonight. Again, 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. In Field of Boyne, Bernie Strom, my partner in crime here. This is actually it's fun. So without trying to define what perfection is, because I don't think anybody can, there's I'll just speak from my own kind of experience. So I have about maybe 20, 25 digital baseball sims, a few cards and dice things lying around, and a couple hybrids, of course, like Pocket Pennant Run and Digital Diamond. But I have four that are really my go-tos, especially when I'm broadcasting live. And so those are Out of the Park Baseball, Action PC Baseball, um, APBA PC Baseball for Windows, and Diamond Mine. Those are kind of my four go-tos. And then occasionally I will sprinkle in, Pure Sim Baseball, or when Jack's around, maybe a little bit of Dombrov, or maybe we'll do Strategy Baseball, Old Time Baseball for fun, what have you. So, Pocket Pennant Run as they come out with updates, and just when I feel like doing one of those. But here's the thing: if I were hard pressed to say, okay, somebody would say to me, of those four go tos that you just mentioned, you can only choose one, and that's all. And you can never broadcast, or indeed even play the other three that you mentioned. Swoosh. So that's a tough question, because each of these, especially the four that I've talked about, do some things very well, and some of them not so well that the others do. Um, and so anybody that's family here, baseball family, what one I would ultimately pick. Everybody knows that my favorite digital baseball sim is Out of the Park Baseball. However, is it perfect? No, it's not. And here's the thing, right? I don't know whether it's a conscious or subconscious thing, but and certainly there's just always um, doing this as a hobby. Some guys just like to buy like lots of baseball games. I didn't even mention Super Mega Baseball, MLB The Show. I have Micro League, Earl Weaver Baseball, Tony La Russa series, Bo Jackson, all those games, right? I mean, I've got a ton of games I've never shown on here. But I'm always looking for that next baseball game to really go all in on. I wanted it to be Diamond Mine Baseball, but they don't have all the seasons available yet. I was thinking about National Pastime 3, but the season prices are pretty ridiculous, and it would take me a long time to accumulate all those seasons, not as quickly as I could with Action PC Baseball, because Action PC Baseball has bundles. You could buy complete decades for a price. Um, so guys were already mentioning, so Jack Dawson really likes, and I'm going to go ahead and highlight some of these comments here. Jack says that Out of the Park Baseball is really good. Yes, it is. Philip Reynolds saying that he likes pocket pennant runs. So do I. I absolutely love it. And that's going to become actually go to number 5, ironically, when I'm talking about how do we find the perfect one. That's going to become number 5. It's just getting insane what it can do. Parallel League, he says he's a hard time picking just one game. Absolutely, man. And that's going to be part of it, because here's the thing. You've got 2 things running on, and welcome aboard, my friend. First is picking just one game, because sometimes it might be just, look, and again, I'll say for me, so Out of the Park Baseball is my favorite overall digital baseball sim, but I'm just like, okay, I've broadcast 20 of these in a row over the past 2 weeks. This is back when I was a lot more active doing this. And I just want to play something else. So sometimes it's going to be pocket pennant run or whatever, or I'm just going to fire up a baseball game here. But so there's that, but there's also the fact that we do keep accumulating them, which is not a bad thing. Let's face it, there's a lot of worse things that you could spend your money on, wine, women, and song. Well, actually, those are good things too, so never mind that. But you guys get my drift. But I think that not for all of us. I know some guys. We all know guys on here that they're APBA. This is what I play. I don't play anything else. I play Strat or History Maker, Season Ticket, Action PC, Diamond Mine, whatever. And guys will say, this is my favorite game. And some guys will even go far to say, this is all I play. But I think for many of us, we're still looking. We get excited. Hey, there's a new cards and dice game, or there's a new digital game coming out soon. Really excited. I want to pick it up. Strat and APBA and Dynasty League, they're very smart, right? You have versions of their products online: Strat Max, APBA Go, and of course, Dynasty League Baseball. Um, so if we had that one perfect baseball sim, would we even keep looking? If you had one sim that did everything you wanted it to do and do it well, would you keep looking? Those are the questions that Bernie, and these are just the ones I want to address. I'm sure Bernie's going to have some too. And I don't know where he is. Maybe he's doing a golf thing or something. He's been doing a lot of golf lately. So, guys, anybody that can make it in tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, think about some of these questions, please. And we'd love your input. And if you don't feel like coming on the mic, if you just want to type, that's cool. Just some good interaction to have some fun, because again, Diamonds and Dice is really, it's you guys, gamers, it's you guys, the family, La Familia. You guys are the stars of the show, really. Okay, Bernie and I are just here, talking. So Parallel League continues. He says he likes tinkering with different dice games in different sports. Tend to plug them into Excel and home brewing with them. Very nice. That is very cool. I'm a big fan of homebrew, man. Love it, love it, love it. Philip says, if I had to pick only one game I could play, it would either be DU2 or History Maker. Cool. Yeah. So there you go. But again, so what's fun about that, Philip, is you had to do the or as well. So you see the fun difficulty, if you want, the fun little challenge that we have with this. I mean, from my own gaming history, when I first found old time baseball, I thought, baby, this is it. Man, this is it. Because you guys know I'm into older baseball, right? Older eras of baseball. And so I'm like, geez, man, 1871 to 1981, and I'm probably not going to play anything past 1955. This is great. I got these one, and they still look great. It's great ballparks. I can draft teams. I can create teams. I can edit players. I can play seasons if I want. And I was pretty excited about it. Yeah. And I still love the game. And by the way, again, reminder, it's available for free on the Ned McGreevy Discord. So grab it. Then I heard about baseball for Windows. Now, I should preface that by saying that when I was in college, friends of mine, and I was an undergraduate, I should say, friends of mine and I had an Earl Weaver League, which we would actually go to each other's, dorm rooms or flats or whatever, whoever was the home team. And we all had a Commodore Amigas, and because that's the only way to play Earl Weaver baseball is either on an Amiga or an Amiga emulator. The PC version's just gobshite, in my opinion. Derek Bain may disagree. Um, and by the way, I'd talk about a little something that Derek has been doing for Tony La Russa baseball. We'll get to that. Um, so I'd already had those games, and what was cool about Earl Weaver baseball, you could build your own ballparks. If you were good at phonetic spelling, you could create your own players. It came with a ton of players. The league was a lot of fun, but it was still limiting in a lot of ways. There's a lot of limitations to the game. For as amazing as it was, and Eddie Don Brower, you're a freaking genius, dude. He is of course, the prime programmer of that. Anyhow, I'd heard about baseball for Windows. My best friend from my undergraduate days, Brian, he said, "Man, check this out," because he came down to visit. This was after we had graduated. I was working for Penn State. He was working for the Commonwealth. He said, "Man, you got to check this." Doug Hunt. He says, "Hello, Beatles in chat." And he says, "Nice to see me on." Well, thank you. It's nice to be seen, my fellow Bucko fan. I hope you're doing well, doing better on our Buckos. I don't know what the score was the other night, but I think on Friday night, man, we got beat up by the Chicago White Sox. What the hell is up with that? All right. So he said, check this out. I'm like, all right, yeah, cool. Yeah, it's another baseball game. So what? He said, just, all right. As soon as Ernie Harwell said, well, hello again, everybody, I was hooked. I was hooked. He said, oh, it's not all. It's every season in baseball. I'm like, what? Yeah, yeah, yeah. You don't have to buy seasons. And it's this and it's that. And look what this can do. And I mean, and this game, I've gone over this game many, many times. This game's really deep. People are afraid of it, but there's nothing to be afraid of. It's very easy to navigate, actually. Yeah, I wonder when we're going to lose Paul, right? You know it's going to happen. He's just not going to pay Paul Skeens the money because we have another decent pitcher, and maybe he's going to just I don't know, man. You know what? I'm going to do a Pirates broadcast some night, not the Pittsburgh Pirates, like as in some of these guys do. We hear the audio of the game. I don't know why YouTube doesn't strike those dudes down, man. That's dangerous. Mess with Major League Baseball. But I want to talk about the Pirates some night, and just have a good rant, and hopefully some of my Bucko fans, um, fellow Bucko fans, will come on in and rant as well against Bob Nutting and his usual fire sales, and let's have some great prospects and then sell them off because I want to play you know bargain basement baseball. So yeah, and that's, well, you know what, Doug, that's the thing. I don't want us to lose Paul Skeens. We have the core of a great team. But you know what? How is a team going to function knowing that, hey, this guy might be gone? But yeah, he deserves to be in a better place. So we got whooped Saturday, too. Figures. And getting whoops this parallel league. We got whooped by, getting beaten by the Chicago White Sox. I mean, they're about where we are, And yes, everybody's better than the Colorado Rockies now, but that's cold comfort. So anyhow, um, you know, so I thought, okay, man, I'm all set with baseball for Windows. And by that time, I had moved away from the Amiga because it was not really, not a lot of development for that profoundly powerful computer for its time. We'd be playing very different games right now if that had been developed. True hardware multitasking and not bloated Windows crap. So I'd moved on to PC gaming, and I'm a PC gamer and console gamer to a lesser extent to this day. And I'm going along and I'm fine. And all of a sudden, 1999, I get wind from a site that I actually used to write for, the Sports Sim Central. I used to be a writer on that site, and I found out about this German guy, Marcus Heinsohn, and something called Out of the Park Baseball. I'm like, and it was finally released. And I remember I was working the Arts and Humanities desk at Penn State at the library. I used to go around to work all the different reference desks as part of my duties there. And it was a slow day, so I brought the CD. This was 1999, gents. Brought the CD, installed it, and I was hooked. There was no sound, no anything like that, but right, the layman database. I'm like, oh my god! So now I was up to three, and I'm thinking, okay, uh, old time baseball is really pretty. It's all these things. Out of park baseball, or I mean, baseball for Windows got Ernie Harwell, and all these things I can do. And now here's this game, and I can create anything I want from the majors. So I was fine. And then faithfully just kind of following, and then adopted Diamond Mine Baseball thanks to watching David Baseball demos. It's his fault I'm on YouTube, by the way. Jack Dawson saying good afternoon again. Barbara, it's been too long since I've seen you. Welcome in, my friend. We cannot. I miss parts of the family when you guys aren't here, you guys and gals. So yeah, I know, right? Sellout Park. So no, out of the park baseball. Out of the park baseball. No, 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 no. 1999, Jack. I've been playing it since it's 1999 was the first year of out of the park baseball. That was the first year of the game. Now, as far as the company, Out of the Park Developments, that came a little, well, probably by Out of the Park 3, Out of the Park 4. So, nope, 1999, brother. 1999. So, I've been playing this game for, oh my God, so 26 years. 26 years Out of the Park Baseball. So, but the time moved on, right? So now step forward. So now I'm very happy with old time baseball, baseball for Windows, um, Out of the Park Baseball, and then Diamond Mind, of course, and then I'm mucking about on YouTube, and again I hadn't started yet with broadcasting, and I found Al Red Sox fan, and he was sorry. It's the neighbors; they're yelling about whatever. Um, so everybody's saying good to see one another. So Barbara, yeah, welcome in. Good to see you. Doug Hunt says he loves Out of Park baseball and how far it's come. Oh my God. Yup. Yup. And some night I'm going to show you guys the very first edition of Out of the Park baseball. And then we'll show you Out of the Park 8 and then the newest one. This game it just goes nuts. So anyhow, I'm watching our Red Sox fan, and he's playing this thing called Action PC Baseball. And it had real ballpark pictures, and it almost had this sort of retro baseball card aesthetic going on, right? I'm thinking, okay. And I remember asking in the chat, and I introduced myself, and I said, by the way, do all the seasons come with the game? And Al's very attentive to his broadcasts. And he said, nope, you got to buy the seasons. I'm like, well, all right, I'll watch for a while, but that was it. Because I thought I've already got all these games that come with all these seasons. Why on God's green earth would I ever want to go and buy seasons? I don't know what it was. So I'm living in Europe at the time. I was actually in the Netherlands. That's where I was living. And so I had to catch all my games, right? Any live streams were 6 hours ahead. So I remember, Al would be coming on at like, 9 o'clock in the evening, Eastern Daylight Time. And I'm over there in the Netherlands at 3 in the morning. And I'm watching him, or I'm watching, the two Earls, whatever, man. It was late. But there was something that kept bothering me. Like, this action PC looks really cool, looks really cool, looks really cool. And ended up buying it. Ended up buying it. So, yeah, Doug Hunt also loves action PC, or likes action PC as well. So do I. One of my go tos. So I, of course, acquired that, and over a number of years, I was able to buy every major league product for it and a bunch of their other products that I think there's only a couple things I'm actually missing, a couple Negro League seasons maybe or something. And I was hooked, and I thought, okay, this is cool, this is great. Nope, nope, nope. Digital Diamond Baseball. Now, granted, I don't play that game very much. All right, so Barbara, there you go. She says baseball was her favorite, and then hockey. So Doug Hunt, yeah, baseball. Baseball's the game, baby. It's the game, kiddos. What can I say? Jack Dawson says, in his opinion, baseball will never change. It's always been a great favorite. I love baseball, always will. It's the only sport I love, actually. So you guys know that. But anyhow, so then Digital Diamond comes out, and it's like, all right, I gotta buy this because it does these things that the other games don't do as well, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing. Baseball Mogul, of course, was thrown into the mix. Pure Sim Baseball, Dombrov. I'm just looking down. I'm not even going over everything. Just what's on my system tray. Now the latest bad boy, of course, is Pocket Pennant Run Baseball. And it's like, yeah. So tonight's discussion at 10 o'clock, since I've been gabbling on here or rabbiting, as Paul Fay would say, for 23 minutes. Think about your baseball game collection, whether it's cards and dice or uh, digital. Ask yourself, when you're buying things, when you get excited about a new baseball sim, is it partially because, hey, I just got a different way to play this game I love so much, baseball? Is it because I'm looking for something close to perfection, and these other games, it's degrees of perfection? Because you're never going to attain perfection, but there's degrees of it, and whatever that subjective definition is um, of perfection, that's your own. That's your own. So, I mean, for every game that I've said I've loved, I can give you one shortcoming for each one. Very, very easily, one shortcoming for each one. So I'll start with my favorite, Out of the Park Baseball. Out of the Park Baseball is a pain in the butt. Um, Working at the player level, you've got to create text files and do all these import things and stuff like that. Um, from the team level on up, it's a dream. But at the player level, it's a drag. You've got to create text files. So if I wanted to recreate the APBA bats, pre-bats or post-bats expansion sets, that's that's a bit of work in Out of the Park Baseball to do that. Knock number two, 19th century doesn't work properly in that game. Unfortunately, it will work for exhibition type leagues, all time great leagues. But if you want to replay baseball history, you either start in 1871 or you've got to go in and manually change all kinds of stuff for each year until you reach 1901. So those are the big things there. Action PC baseball. Um, I would have to say that though Dave Cook has done a lot with the chalkboard, it's still not there. Sometimes, throws from third to first take forever. Other times they're like a bullet. Um, the other thing, not really a knock because Dave does have a lot of sales, but if you're a completionist, as I am, you're talking about a pretty decent investment, unless you've got 400 or 500 bucks just lying around and you can just buy the baseball complete collection. I had to do it over a number of years. but I would do it all over again. The other thing, and again, it's not a knock so much, but Action PC Baseball is not built for career play. It's a single season. Whatever you do, it's single season. So that's kind of a for me. Digital Diamond Baseball, working at the player level is weird. It's weird. It's not as much of a pain as out of the park baseball. And the other thing is the music. That the it's just the sound, the audio, the music, and that game is bad. Otherwise, Mark has got a fantastic game. Diamond Mine Baseball. The only knock I have on that one is Imagine Sports is still in status quo mode. They announced 2 or 3 months ago that there would be two more volumes of all time great teams. They're still not out yet. Still not out yet. They're just, they've got the smallest catalog of anybody I know of. So that's the problem with that one. Baseball for Windows. So the newest update, if you don't play modern baseball, and I'm talking about the stuff that came along after that incident in 2020, the newest update does nothing, and it doesn't add any other features that would be nice, like easier import of retro sheet schedules, or allowing you to just create ballparks. So those are my knocks on the league manager screen that you see here. But I still play these games. Still play them, play them, play them. I can go on with others, but I think you guys get the point. So at the player level, Action PC is better than out of the park baseball. Career mode out of the park baseball's got it beaten in spades. Um, there's reasons why, for me, and maybe I'll talk about later tonight, why out of the park baseball is the closest to perfection for me right now. So Jack says, honestly, when most of us play baseball projects on console or PC, when we play season replay, we don't know where to start. Well, that's something I'll pass along to Bernie, because what a great topic that would be, right? So like I'm just glancing over here at my I have an Android tablet as well here, and I bought Out of the Park Go back in, I buy that every year, and I spend the extra $20 and get all the seasons from 1901 to present. And I haven't picked the game up in ages, but I'm like, I have like two replays I'm kind of sort of messing with, because it's very good. It's not as fully featured as its big sister, big brother, whatever, big sibling. But it's probably the best on the go baseball game out there is Out of the Park Go. But yeah, where do you start? You got all these seasons. What do you do? I mean, Jack always sends me. He's been gone through so many seasons and where to start and what to start. 1919, 1949, 19, right? So, but that, I think that's a great subject for maybe on Bernie's channel for August. So hopefully Bernie catches us later. Pass it along. So that's it. I mean, as far as that, I'm going to launch into a game here and let Ernie call a game in a minute here on uh, this heavily modded all-time greats file. Thank you, cuz. The heart and soul of this channel making a brief appearance. Hopefully not brief. Hopefully maybe he'll stop in tonight and just give us some thoughts. I'm glad I'm back too. I've missed everybody. Um, getting things back in order, if you will. It's good to see you, cuz. We got a lot of projects out there to get going and some to finish. So I'm here. Before we launch into the game, just a couple announcements as far as baseball games. I still haven't heard anything. Sam Smith he's been my great source for what's going on with full count baseball. Um, all we know at this point is Jason Leonard is going to be doing a big update sometime this summer, and I'm really chomping at the bit for that one, because it's such an important piece of digital baseball gaming history, and really an incredibly deep game. And what Jason and all those involved at LH Games have done. And of course, our heartfelt thanks to Lance Hafner for not only a great baseball game, but for those of you that play the lesser sports, um, those are, I am told, those are great games as well. All right. So Ken is telling us that he's heading to an APBA regional tournament in a few weeks in South Carolina. I'll be happy to know that you're taking the 1911 A's. All right. I'm very happy to know that. Um, so, Mr. Bender, let's hope he does a great job for you, as well as the $100,000 infield. That's awesome stuff. All right. Joe Murdy, welcome in, buddy. He says, haven't heard anything about that lately. And he says, what's up, the Full Count Baseball? Still waiting. I check like once a week, and there's nothing yet. I mean, you can play it right now, but the game does things like puts in a pinch hitter in the first inning. Just, I guess that's because right now it doesn't. The problem is, I'm led to understand, is that it's not mapping the drives correctly to where you have manager profiles and stuff like that, or where you can import manager profiles. So yeah, Ken, that 1911 team. Let's. I'm sure you're going to fare better than you did before. Um, that's such a great team. 1911. So I would love to go to one of those tournaments once. I've got to find one closer to home here and just go and I don't know, just kind of hang out. Hopefully they'll just let me know. Like I used to play APA. Is that okay? I don't have it right now, but knock him dead, Ken. Knock him dead. Start Bender, and you're good to go, buddy. Just start Bender. Play good old dead ball. So another one I saw, and it was one of those rare baseball videos on YouTube that I actually agreed with. So this guy ranked. It's called. It's a great channel too. It says, "So you think you know baseball?" And watched it last night, and he ranks the 10 greatest pitchers of the dead ball era, and he was pretty much spot on. Oh, so teams from 1901 to 1930. That's cool. And you had the third pick of 22 teams. I think you've got a hell of a chance. You got a hell of a good chance. And those 1911 A's are tough. If you got the 1917 White Sox and the 1902 Pirates in that mix, those guys are going to give you some fits. But that 19 that squad, that 100 those $100,000 infield years, what, 1910, 11, and 13 with the A's. Oh my God, those were crazy strong. Rube Oldring, Stuffy McGinnis, Eddie Collins. Whew. Tough team. Tough teams, man, oh man. So, um, Barbara wishing Ken to have a good time, and everybody else is. And we expect when you come back this time, Ken, you're not going to be like what 2-7 or 2-9, but you're going to sweep them all, buddy. The O2 Bucks were not eligible. Oh, because, yeah, they won previously. Wow, yeah, such a dominant team. So this video, guys, watch it. And Barbara, when I say guys, it's just habit. I use it interchangeably with family and folks. So, um, but watch it if you're into dead ball baseball. This guy actually got it. It was I really did agree with his assessment, and obviously you got to know why. One of the reasons is he picked whom I think, and he even says arguably the greatest pitcher of all time in baseball, and presents a very strong case for none other than the Big Train, who I will always maintain, not arguably, but is the greatest pitcher of all time in baseball. But the ranking was really good. Had a couple of honorable mentions in there, Joe McGinnity being one of them. But I largely agree with the ranking. I think Cy Young was rated a little too high, but he certainly belongs in that top 10 list. But it's great to see Rube Waddell in there. Vic Willis is in there. Of course, all the other guys, Mathewson, Plank, Walsh, Bender. It's a great video. And the channel itself is really good. It's called So You Think You Know Baseball. It's not baseball gaming. It's baseball history. And I love it. Guy does great stuff. So check it out. The top 10 pitchers of the dead ball era. All right. Thank you, Barbara. So yeah. Um, in fact, I did not know this until last night, and I'm a dead ball guy. So Addie Joss holds the all-time record for the lowest ERA of any pitcher in baseball history in terms of like starting pitchers. Walter Johnson's WAR, when because I've told you guys before he was a good batter. His WAR lifetime over some seasons actually eclipsed Babe Ruth. He's in spots number 1, 2, and 5, I believe. But Johnson was such a beast. So, but this, I think you really like it. You really like this video if you're into just in baseball in general. Check out the channel. He doesn't know me. I don't know him. Again, it's called So You Think You Know Baseball. Aaron Reed joining us here. Aaron Reed, welcome in. Just going over a couple announcements and also what Bernie and I will be presenting tonight, 10 p.m. on this channel, 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, the quest for the perfect baseball sim. So come with comments, questions, and let's have fun. Let's have fun, guys and girls and guys and folks and family. Gentes. Have I covered everything now? I think we have. Allemaal, as they would say in Dutch. I don't know how to say it in Irish, so there you go. A tutti in Italiano, and that's it. That's it. 3-man rotation for the tourney. Oh man, so you got Gettysburg Eddie, Chief Bender, and Jack Combs, and you're going to use Harry Krause out of the pen. You're going to be tough, man. So the O2 Bucks are out of it. That's probably pretty good. They were ridiculous. But even if they were in it, I think you picked a good squad, man. I really do. That 19 again, those A's that Connie Mack put together were just insane, insane. And could you imagine back in the day, right? So you get past Eddie Plank, but then you got to face Chief Bender. Then you get past him, you got to face Combs. And anytime Harry Krause is coming out of the pen, yeah, it's got to suck, man. If you're the other team, right? It's like, oh my God, I got to deal with this guy, that guy, right? So I mean, you had like Ed Walsh with the White Sox, and he pretty much carried the White Sox. Actually pitched his arm out, but what a dominant pitcher he was. But facing that, I mean, I think you had comparable sort of bullpens with the Giants. Certainly, when you had McGinnity and Mathewson, and then later Mathewson and Marquardt. Marquardt, I think, a very underrated pitcher. Pretty amazing. Marquardt not on that list. I don't think he deserves to be one of the top 10 of great dead ball pitchers, but he was a great pitcher. But it reminded me of that. Christy Mathewson. God, the guy talks about those 3 complete game shutouts in the 1905 World Series. So I'm guessing the '05 Giants are going to be in that league you're playing, Ken. So watch out for Mathewson and McGinnity. Of course, you know that. So Ken says, my style team hits and runs, steals, sacrifices. And again, I've said for the first Emma McGreevy League, if you guys ever wanted a master class on how to manage a dead ball 19th century team, just go back and check out some of those broadcasts. A lot of people are like, that's crazy. That's crazy. But that's how they played the game. And so Ken bringing that studiousness here to the game and ran it down to the wire. That was exciting. And I'm so stoked for the next McGreevy League. On the Pocket Pennant Run, they've started the testing on the next updates. Not going to be available for a little while, but Paul threw up a teaser photo on Facebook. So if you remember Facebook, you'll be able to see one really cool thing there: customized dice. I think that's going to make a lot of people happy. Player picks are going to be coming up going to be coming up soon in this game. which takes it to a whole new level. I was able to see some sneak peeks of that a couple months ago, and it looks beautiful. Looks beautiful. I think even Ken Castro tolerates pocket pennant run, so that's huge in itself. The big thing everybody's waiting for is custom leagues and a schedule generator. Once that's in place in pocket pennant run, and I'm guessing probably not till maybe end of the year or something, maybe next year. That's it, man. It officially becomes go-to number 5. I think that's about all. So we talk for a few more minutes, and I'm just going to let Ernie call a game here. Let's see. What do we have here possibly today? We could do the Royals versus the Browns, Lee Brandt versus Howell. We could do Minnesota and Texas, Witt versus Grant. Maybe. Let me see, what else do we have? Yeah. So we've got California, or Oakland, California, Holtzman, and Findlay. And then finally, this one's probably the one we'll use. I think this one we're going to play today. Johnny Sane, the Boston Braves, will take on the New York Mets and Jerry Koosman. I think that's what we're going to go for today. Then you can see the next day we start getting a full slate of everything. So I think we're going to see New York. We're going to do New York Mets baseball today, I suppose. All right. So I guess if you guys have any questions, I can unmute my mic and everything like that. But in the meantime, if you're not going to hang around for Ernie Harwell, and why wouldn't you? He's much better broadcaster than I am. Hopefully we'll see you tonight, and everybody will stay well. Have fun, roll some baseball, watch some baseball, read some baseball, dream some baseball, whatever it is, and enjoy your Sunday. And we'll see you tonight at 10 p.m. And now we're going to get ready and switch things over to Ernie. So I got to mute my mic, or you guys will get a lot of echo here from the crowd and stuff like that.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Ernie Harwell. And welcome to New York Mets baseball. Join the crowd and enjoy the action. You're on 66 WAPBA. We're coming to you from out here at the park. Today, the visiting Boston Braves will test the Mets at home. Their record now, 2-0. Game number 3 of 3 here in New York. The Mets have snookered the Braves so far. The Mets take the field here in the first. Get your scorecard. Manager McCoy sends out his squad this way. Hernandez at first base. Kent at second. Ordonez, the shortstop. Harrelson at third. The outfield consists of Agee in left field. Wilson in center field. And Strawberry over in right. Brody is behind the plate. And going today for New York, the lefty, Koosman. Koosman's arsenal includes a fair strikeout pitch. He will be facing Braves starter, right-hander Sane. We'll tell you about him in the bottom half. So settle in. We're ready to start this game. Tenney will start it off here in the first. He's a port sider. Fred can pound the ball. Looking for his first hit. 0 for 8. Tenney steadies his bat. Kuzman is ready to fire it in. Kuzman now. Spanked sharply to Harrelson. Brutal bounce. The quick throw across the diamond got him. That's why they call it the hot corner. And there's one away. The Braves have one away. Nobody on. Holmes is out to take his hacks. He hits from the left. Excellent credentials with the stick. To date, 1 for 8. Holmes can get on for you. Holmes ready. Kuzman staring in, ready to work. The pitch. Holmes belts one to right center. Base hit. Wilson is over. Holmes is going for 2, and he pulls up at second as the throw comes into Ordonez. On with a double. For Holmes, his first double of the season. 1 on. Duffy is stepping up to hit against Kuzman. He's a right-handed batter, hitting third. Hugh can really kill the ball. So far at the plate, 1 for 6. He's walked twice. Holmes on second. Kuzman sets up on the rubber again. Lefty against righty. Glances back at the runner. He brings it in. Slow chopper toward Ordonez. He charges it. Surrounds it. Juggles it. He'll go to first. And that's out number 2. And Holmes moves to third. Well, 2 down. Holmes on third. For Boston. Berger now walks out to bat in the power slot. Awesome power. So far this season, 3 for 4. Wally has homered twice with 2 ribbies. Berger waiting. Brody crouched down now. The pitch. Fastball. It's a number to the left of the mound. Ordonez charges. This should do it. The throw to first, and the side is retired. That'll do it for Boston. Nothing across. 1 left. Braves. Nothing. Mets coming up. For the Braves. Overall, they now stand at 0-2. On the league leaderboards, let's see. They're 8 in batting average at 169, third. In homers with 2. Tied for second in stolen bases with 1. The Braves take the field here in the first. Here's how it lines up defensively for the Braves. Tenney at first base. Lowe at second. Moranville, the shortstop. Elliott at third. The outfield consists of Berger in left field, Duffy in center field, and Holmes over in right. Bergen is behind the plate and going today for Boston. The right-handed chucker Sane. Here's Wilson to lead it off. A trusty bat. This is his second game. To date, he is 0 for 4. Wilson waiting for Sane. Catcher Bergen sets his target. And now the pitch. There's a deep drive to left. It's going to be a long run for Berger. But he says he's got it. And he does. 1 down. Agee, the hit. A very steady hitter. He'll wait for his pitch. Now Sane, ready. The delivery from Sane. Agee waves at 1 in the dirt, and he's a strikeout victim. 2 down. Two away. First inning. Here's Kent. That is a tough out. Sane gets set to work on him. Now he comes home with it. Kent waves at 1 in the dirt, and he's a strikeout victim. That's 3 away. No runs, no hits, no errors, and at the end of 1, no score in the game. We go to the top of the second inning. Elliott low in Moranville. Due up for Boston. Elliott leading off the second. He has the talent to do some damage. So far at the plate, 2 for 8. Brody set. The offering from Kuzman. Cut on. It's a high fly to shallow center. Wilson coming on. He's there. He waits on it. Lowers the glove and makes the catch. 1 down. We have right-handed Low to bat for the Braves. 1 down. A sure hitter. This is his 3rd game on the year. Nothing in 7 trips. He's walked once. Low knows how to get on base. The batter stands in. Kuzman looking home. The pitch. Strike 3 on the outside corner. Kuzman slipped one by him. 2 gone. Moranville walking up the bat. A dependable hitter on the year. 1 for 2. He's walked once. Kuzman looking in at the target. He brings it in. Easy bounce at a Kent. And it bounces off the heel of his glove. And Moranville is safe at first. Kent picks up an error. Bergen is now up. A steady hitter. This is his 2nd game to date. 0 for 3. Kuzman looking in. Kuzman cranks it up. Low and away. Moranville breaks hard for second base. The throw. The slide. The play at second. He hooks the bag and eludes the tag. That's his 1st steal of the season. So Bergen will get back in there. Catcher ready. Moranville edges a bit more off second. Kuzman with the pitch. Fastball. Badly fooled. 3 down. For the Braves. Nothing across. 1 miscue for the Mets. 1 left. No score. We head for the bottom of the 2nd inning. For New York, here in the 2nd, Strawberry, Hernandez, and Brody. Strawberry will lead it off. Looks for those extra bases on the year. 3 for 6. 1 homer. 2 ribbies. He's walked once. It's hard to keep Strawberry off the base pass. Bergen sets up. And now the pitch. Grounded hard wide of 3rd. Elliott just reaches it. Over to 1st. In time for the out. 1 away. Hernandez, bat in hand. He comes up there to hit on the season. 1 for 4. He's stolen 1 base. Hernandez is a guy who'll battle you to get on. Keith waits. Sane will go to work on him. The offering from Sane. Driven to right. It's playable. Holmes is there, and he pulls it in. 2 down. Okay, 2 outs, none on. For New York, Brody up to hit. Jerry is a tough out. Sane focuses in on the target. Sane winds and fires. He goes the other way. It's roped hard to right. Holmes is after it and takes it on the bounce. Brody has to hold first. He's on with a single. Harrelson is the next hitter, but has a lot to prove so far. 1 for 6. Bergen crouched down now. Sane comes to him. Hit hard to Moranville. He takes a high hop, throws quickly to 1st, and that's out number 3. For the Mets, no runs on 1 hit. One left on. Boston due up. Sane, Tenney, and Holmes to bat next. Pitcher Sane to lead it off. Johnny taking his first at bat of the season. Kuzman looking in at the target. He brings it home. Stroked solidly to left field. Agee is right there and hauls it in. One away. One out, nobody on. We have Tenney to bat for the Braves. Fred is their leadoff man. It's hard to keep Tenney off the base pass. Now Kuzman ready. The pitch. Up the chimney. A towering pop-up in foul ground. Brody near the dugout. And he gloves it for the out. And that's out number 2. Holmes getting ready to go. Pitcher Kuzman set to go. Kuzman with the pitch. Fly ball center field. Plenty of room. Wilson is there and takes it in. Side retired. So the Braves go in order. Still no score. Mets coming up. The Mets will have Ordonez, Kuzman, and Wilson here in the third. Ordonez to lead it off. Ray will hurt you. He stands in. Right-hander Sane ready. The pitch. Driven to right. It's playable. Holmes is there, and he pulls it in. One down. Now at bat, Kuzman. Jerry taking his first at bat of the season. Kuzman ready. Sane gets set to pitch. He brings it home. Strike 3. He's out of there. 2 gone. It's now Wilson to bat. He'll bat from the left this time. He's their leadoff hitter. 2 gone. Base is empty for New York. Catcher ready. Now Sane pitches. Taken. Strike 3. He's gone. 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors. And at the end of 3 in the books here in New York. Still scoreless. Braves due to bat. And we head for the middle innings. The Braves now send up the heart of their order to face Kuzman, Duffy, Berger, and Elliott. Duffy will start the 4th. Pitcher Kuzman set to go. And the pitch comes in. And it's lined to center field. Wilson takes 3 steps to his right and hauls it in. 1 down. Berger walking up the bat. Berger has patience. Wally ready. Left-handed Kuzman goes to the set position. Kuzman fires it in. Hit deep. It's going. But it won't make it. Agee hauls it in. 2 down. Elliott is up next. Elliott steps up to the plate. Pitcher Kuzman set to go. The pitch from Kuzman. Elliott launches a high drive. That's a long run from Agee and for Wilson coming over. It falls between them. And Elliott is on with a double. For Elliott is first double of the season. 2 down, 4th inning, 1 on. Lowe up to hit. Lowe steps in. Kuzman now set. Kuzman spins and fakes the pickoff to second, and Elliott scrambles back to second. Now Kuzman is set again. The pitch. Swung on, bounced toward the mound. Kuzman knocks it down. Now he has it. He goes to first for the third out. The line for the Braves. No runs on one hit. They leave one. They couldn't get the runner home. We still have a scoreless tie as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Sane will now face the Mets artillery. Agee, Kent, and Strawberry. Agee will get it started for the Mets. Right-handed Sane goes to the set position. Sane brings it. Lifted high to left. Berger drifts over. Plenty of room. And he makes the catch. One away. One away. Fourth inning. Here's Kent to hit for the Mets. Kent can get on for you. Now Sane ready. Sane to the wind. Lofted down the line to right. Holmes racing over. He won't get it. But he cuts it off. Kent wisely holds first. He's on with a single. And that's his first hit this season. Strawberry is stepping up to hit against Sane. Batting cleanup for New York. Kent on first. One out. You can't ignore first base. Kent has the speed to score on a double. Sane is ready to fire it in. Here's the pitch. Swung on, popped up. Elliott moves toward the line. He's under it, and he makes the catch. Mets hitter Hernandez. Hernandez settles himself in the box. Sane set. He lets it go. Hit hard to right center. Duffy scampering back at the track. He leaps. Gone. Home run for Hernandez and 2 runs scored. So Hernandez has his first homer of the season. The Mets have their first 2 runs, and the Mets break the tie and now lead 2-0. Fourth inning. And Hernandez now has 2 runs batted in on the season. 2 away, the bottom of the 4th inning. Brody now walks out to bat. Brody takes his stance. Pitcher Sane set to go. The pitch. Hit in the air to right. Holmes drifts over. Plenty of room. And Brody is gone. Mets go down. For the Mets, 2-0. They break the deadlock. The score now stands 2-0 Mets as we head for the top of the 5th inning. Kuzman will now face the bottom of the Braves lineup. Moranville, Bergen, and Sane coming up. Here's Moranville to lead it off. Brody sets up. He comes home. Ooh! Moranville flails the air, but fails to make contact with the wall. He heads back to the bench. 1 away. One out, 5th inning. Here's the right-handed Bergen to take his swings. Bergen does not get on much. Bergen steadies his bat. Kuzman poised. The pitch. It's a shot to left center. Wilson is over, still after it. And he makes the running catch. 2 down. Here's the pitcher, Sane. Brody ready to receive. Kuzman delivers. Line to right. Strawberry will play it on the hop. And Sane is on with a single. 1 on. Now Tenney to face Kuzman. Left side batter. A reliable power hitter. Tenney settles himself in the box. Pitcher Kuzman eyeing Tenney. Now he's ready. Kuzman with the pitch. Swung on, foul tip. Held by Brody. Strikeout. 3 down. The line for the Braves. No runs on 1 hit. They leave 1. The score is still 2-0 New York as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Mets will send out the bottom of the lineup. Harrelson, Ordonez, and Kuzman. Here's Harrelson to lead it off against Sane. He'll bat left. No power. He stands in. Pitcher Sane eyeing Harrelson. Now he's ready. The pitch. High fly ball to deep right center. Duffy is racing to the track. So is Holmes. Duffy waves him off and brings it down. 1 away. Ordonez is the next hitter. Ray has been a reliable hitter. Sane focuses in on the target. Sane over the offering. Slashed into the hole. Low to his left. He has it. Over to Tenney. Ordonez is gone. 2 away. Here's a pitcher. Kuzman batting ninth. And the fans are giving him a big hand. Kuzman stands in. Right-handed Sane goes to the set position. Sane with the pitch. Swing and a miss, and Kuzman is out. Side retired. For the Mets, 3 up, 3 down. After 5, Mets up by 2. Kuzman will now face the Braves. Artillery, Holmes, Duffy, and Berger. Okay. Holmes to lead it off for the Braves. Holmes relaxes himself at the plate. Brody sets up. The pitch comes in. Ripped to right center. Base hit. Wilson is chasing it down. He'll have to hurry. Holmes is trying for 2. The throw. Safe at second. That's his second double of the game. Duffy up for Boston. Holmes standing out at second. No outs. Duffy is 0 for 2. Catcher Brody sets his target. He delivers. Hot smash. The Kent takes it on 1 hop. No play at third, and he flips to first. In time. 1 away. Holmes moves up. 1 down, 6th inning, 1 on. It's now Berger, the bat. He swings from the right side. Looks for those extra bases. He's a contact hitter. Batter ready. Kuzman is ready to fire it in. Infield deep. Holmes and third base are good friends. The offering to Berger. Grounded hard wide of third. Harrelson fields it. Fires to first. They just get him. 2 away. Holmes has to hold third. 2 down. Holmes hanging out at third. Here's Elliott to hit for the Braves. He already has a double in this game. A dangerous hitter. Elliott stands in. Kuzman focuses in on the target. The pitch. Swung on, grounded hard toward Ordonez. It's by him into left. Holmes scores. Elliott holds first with a single. So Elliott with a ribby single, and the Braves is sneaking up on the Mets. They are within 1. Score now 2-1, and these fans just inched forward in their seats. That's Elliott's first run batted in of the season. Low, bat in hand. Lowe is hitless in 2 at-bats. Kuzman gets set to work on him. Kuzman deals. Towering fly ball. Back goes Agee. He snags it to retire the side. The half for the Braves. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. They leave 1. They score, but still trail by 1 after 5.5. 2-1 Mets. Top of the order here for New York in the 6th. Wilson, Agee, and Kent. Wilson will get it started for the Mets.
Welcome in, Professor.
Wilson, decent bat control. In the box now. Sane prepared to work. Sane comes to him. A bouncer back of second, fielded by Lowe. He throws in time, 1 away. Agee walking up the bat. A very steady hitter. Tommy steps up. Sane looking home. Here he comes. Slow tapper toward second. He could beat this out. The quick snap from Lowe, and Agee is out at first. Agee thinks he won the race to the bag, but the ump just turns and walks away. 2 away. The next Mets batter is Kent. 2 outs. Kent has a hit in 2 trips, and he scored a run. Kent gets in there. Bergen sets up. The delivery. Base hit right field, and Kent will hold it first as the throw comes into second. He's on with a single. Second safety for Kent. Strawberry, bat in hand. Strawberry, 0 for 2. Right-hander, Sane, ready. The pitch. Grounded deep into the hole. Moranville has it. Throws quickly to Lowe, covering. Mets go down. For the Mets, no runs, 1 hit. They leave 1, so the Mets fail to capitalize on the runner. After 6, it's still 2-1 Mets. Kuzman will now face the bottom of the Braves lineup. Moranville, Bergen, and Sane coming up. Moranville will lead off the 7th. He hits from the right. Kuzman looking in. Kuzman deals. Cut on. Routine fly to left field. Agee drifts over. Plenty of room. And he covers it 1 away. Here's Bergen coming to the plate. You don't see Marty on much. Catcher ready. The pitch. Strike 3. Bergen swung right through it. 2 away. Two gone. 7th inning. Pitcher Sane to hit. Offensively this season, he's 1 for 2. Batter ready. Kuzman focuses in on the target. Now Kuzman comes home with it. A high drive to deepest center. Wilson has it all the way. That's 3 away. For the Braves, 3 up, 3 down. Mets over the Braves, 2-1. Okay, folks, on your feet. Take a break for the 7th inning stretch. For New York, it'll be Hernandez, Brody, and Harrelson. Leading off, Hernandez. New York started. Kuzman pitching well, but the Mets could use a little insurance. Sane poised. The pitch. Hernandez clubs a high drive. Deep to right. It could be. Holmes to the track, and he takes it at the wall. Hernandez just missed it. One down. Brody is now up. You can count on Jerry. New York started. Kuzman pitching well, but an extra run would give him a little room. Sane prepares to come home. Sane deals. Brody pops it up on the infield. Moranville circles beneath it in short left field and puts it away. 2 away. Harrelson gets set to bat against Sane. 2 gone. Harrelson is 0 for 2. Batter ready. Bergen set. Here's a pitch from Sane. Swung on, hit the Bergen in deep left. He's back. Plenty of room. Takes a couple of steps to his left and brings it in for the 3rd out. So the Mets go in order. The score is still 2-1, New York, as we go to the top of the 8th inning. We're at the head of the order for the Braves. Kuzman will face Tenney, Holmes, and Duffy. Tenney will lead off the 8th. Fred, 0 for 3. A productive power hitter. Kuzman, foot on the rubber. Kuzman to the wind. Wrapped back to the mound, and he spears it over to first, and Tenney is retired. Holmes up to hit. They need to get him on. Holmes has 2 hits and 3 trips, and he scored a run. Tommy can hit for power. Kuzman sets up on the rubber again. Fingers the ball behind his back. Brody set. He lets one go. It's roped hard to right. Strawberry is after it and takes it on the bounce. Holmes has to hold first. He's on with a single. The tying run is on third. Safety for Holmes. Here's the situation. 1 away. Holmes on first for Boston. Down by 1. Next to bat for Boston is Duffy from the right. Duffy is 0 for 3. Holmes at first not known for his speed.
So Clinton, what I could do, I'm not sure if he's on this roster. I can certainly see, and if not, I can bring him in. So the nice thing about this league is that the Boston Braves and the Atlanta Braves have their own separate teams and everything like that. So I'll look at Sam Jethro and look for a good year for him, and can bring him on the roster. Pardon me. I'm constantly modifying this. This is a lot of fun, this league. Right now, I have pitcher durability. Oh, thank you, Clinton. I have pitcher durability set for late 20th century just to try to even things out a little bit. So as this goes on, and you might see guys like Eddie Plank or Christy Mathewson or Walter Johnson being yanked early, we kind of have it set to that. But yeah, I'll definitely look at bringing Sam Jethro in. Shouldn't be any problem. Just got to fire up Baseball Reference, look for a really good year for him, and put him on the Braves roster. So thanks for the suggestion. Sorry you had a lousy book sale yesterday, Clinton. That's no fun. Maybe your next one will be amazing. So this is Shea Stadium. This is a little later than 1964, Aaron. But yeah, out there in second base is where some band called the Beatles played the very first stadium concert. But yep, this is the first Shea Stadium, or this is Shea Stadium, not Citi Field. There we go. But yeah, this is later than 1964. Looking at I'm looking at the billboard out there in right field, and the born on date, and what the Pepsi logos look like and stuff like that. Plus, it does have like the jumbotron cam or the jumbotron for the players and stuff. I'm guessing this is probably mid '90s, just off the top of my head, because the Wiz wasn't around in 1964. Big advertiser there at Shea Stadium. If Barbara was still here, she'd probably be able to pinpoint a lot closer. She's a big New York baseball fan. But yeah, thank you, Clinton, for that suggestion on Sam Jethro. All right, let's get back to the game here. Oh, wait, so Clinton talks about, he said there was no sports, no decent sci-fi or science fantasy. Did find some Nelson DeVille. Wrote spy novels in the 80s. Hope he's changed it to thrillers. And he wrote the Charm School. I've heard of that. Yeah, I hate when you go to a book sale, something like that, or like when libraries are selling books, whatever, and you get all excited, like, I'm going to find this, I'm going to find that, and nothing's there. Clinton, I don't know if you have near you. This is for anybody, too. These guys are over the country. It's a used bookseller called Second and Charles. Second and Charles. I'll put it in the name of the company in here. They're great. I love Second and Charles. They're owned by Books A Million, but they sell tons of books. They sell, for any of you people into vinyl for your music. You got music there. They sell musical instruments. All kinds of stuff. Second and Charles is amazing. I go out of there with bags of books, literally. You should bring your own bag, because they're all about not wanting to use paper bags from recycle. If you don't bring your own bag, either buy one or you're going to be going out with an armload of books. But the prices are just incredible. So keep that under your hat. Second and Charles. I think there's about 300 locations around the contiguous United States. I don't know if there's any in Hawaii or Alaska. But they're an Alabama company and owned by Books A Million. And I love Second and Charles. It's a great bookstore. All right, let's get back to it.
Kuzman put on the rubber. Kuzman gets set to work on him. First baseman Hernandez holding the runner on. Kuzman cranks it up hard to bounce it to short. Ordonez is there, backhands it. Goes to second for one, back to first for two. Just in time, a double play. 3 away. For the Braves, no runs on 1 hit. They leave none, so they do not tally. Mets over there. Braves 2-1, and they'll try to add to that lead coming up. For New York, here in the 8th, Ordonez, Kuzman, and Wilson. Ordonez will get it started for the Mets. He swings from the right. Ray has done nothing in 2 trips. He stands in. Sane looking home. The pitch. Fastball. It's a nubber to the left of the mound. Moranville charges. Picks up the ball barehanded. Then he gets him. 1 away. Kuzman gets set to face Sane. And the fans are giving him a hand. Right-hander Sane ready. Sane into his motion. Delivers. Grounded to third. The throw to first. And he's out for the second out. We have Wilson coming up to hit. Hitting from the left side here. He's their leadoff hitter. 2 down. Wilson is 0 for 3. Wilson steadies his bat. Now Sane ready. To the plate. Swung on, hit the Berger in deep left. He's back. Plenty of room. Takes a couple of steps to his left and brings it in for the third out. So the Mets are retired in order. The score is still 2-1, New York, as we go to the top of the ninth inning. Berger, Elliott, and Lowe due up for Boston. Berger to lead it off for the Braves. Berger is a feared offensive threat. Wiley is 0 for 3. Kuzman bends for the Rosenbag, goes to his hat, climbs up to the mound. Berger stands in, adjusts himself, lowers the bat an inch or two, waits for the pitch. Kuzman climbs the mound, and now the pitch. There's call third strike right down the pike. But Berger couldn't unshoulder his bat. He must have been looking for something else. One away. We have Elliott coming up to hit for Boston. Base is clear. One away. Down by one. Elliott is 2 for 3. Has a ribby. It's hard to keep Elliott off the base pass. Elliott takes his place in the box. Waits for the pitch. Kuzman climbs the mound. Low now kneels in the on-deck circle. Studies Kuzman's delivery. Left-hander Kuzman ready. Kuzman brings it to the plate. Slow bounder up the middle. Ordonez is over. Good bounce. The throw to first. Bounces in the dirt. Hernandez scoops it, and it pops out of his mitt. Elliott is safe at first. So the Braves have a runner on the error. Score that E6 on Ordonez. 2 errors now for New York. The tying run is on. For Boston, Elliott on at first. 1 out. Boston now sends Lowe to bat from the right. Lowe is hitless in 3 at-bats. Lowe still not in the box. Kuzman positions his mitt. Fixes a cleat. Kuzman has asked for a new ball. He's rubbing it up. Lowe steps up to the plate. Waits. Kuzman is on the slab. Lefty against righty. Now glances at Elliott. Space on the right. The pitch swung on. It's pushed to right. Strawberry is there. Reaches up and hauls it in. 2 down. And Elliott returns to first as the throw comes in. So for Boston. 2 gone. Elliott down at first. Moranville walks up. He bats right. Rabbit is 0 for 3. He's stolen the base. Moranville grips his right shoulder. Kuzman wipes sweat from his hands. Adjusts his collar. Moranville in the box. Touches his cap. Taps the barrel on the plate. Waits. Kuzman climbs a mound. Kuzman has a sign. Bergen waves a weighted bat on deck. Kuzman comes set. The offering. Just catches the plate. See you later. And that's it. Kuzman has a beautiful 6-hitter. He picks up a complete game. Here's the line for the Mets. 2 runs on 4 hits. They committed 2 errors. They leave 2. For the Braves, a run on 6 hits. No errors. And they leave 6. Kuzman gets his first win. His record now 1-0. Sane takes his first loss. His record now 0-1. So that winds up this 3-game series. Mets take the series. 3-zip for the Mets. They are hot. Now with 3 straight wins. That's a fine start to this season for the Mets. Overall, they now stand at 3-0. The Braves now with 3 losses in a row. And this game is in the books. Ernie Harwell and WAPBA leaving you from New York. Final score? New York Mets 2, Boston Braves 1.
All right, so the professor is telling us this is a 1970 Shea, and I would love to have the clue that gave it away. Absolutely. And while Clinton is typing up that answer, we're going to look for Sam Jethro. I looked up his record. So he played the majority of his career in the Negro Leagues. But it looks like a good year for him would be 1951. So we're going to see if he's already on here. So we're going to go to the advanced draft module. Boom. And let's see. Let's see if Sam is here. Okay. Let me check it out. And Boston Braves. And if not, I'll bring him in. Clinton says the right field wall of the Wiz, Broadway play, 1975. There we go. All right. Yeah, so Sam Jethro not in here. So I guess we gotta bring him in. We gotta put him on the roster. Okay, so this is just a quickie then. For those of you that have baseball for Windows, you don't know how to do this. Just go back and find the season, and I'm picking 1971 for him, or 1951 for him. Jeez. All right. Boom, 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 and open it. And let's go to here and Boston. All right, Sam, where are you? Did they not? Wow. I'm looking at the Red Sox. Duh. Sorry about that. There we go. There's Sam. There's Sam Jethro. All right. So we're going to transfer him. And we're going to put him on OFAS 4. Give me a second here. Boom, boom, boom. And I went to Boston Braves. Yeah, that was a good pitcher's duel. Sain and Kuzman. I thought that was going to be a good one. Okay. Copy Sam Jethro. Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to worry about the extension for the player. And there you go, Clinton. Sam Jethro is now on the roster. So good stuff. And for those of you just curious, he's still on the 19, or he is still on the 1951 roster as well. So if I wanted to do something with 1951, I could, because he's still here. So that's how you can move players around in baseball for Windows. And he is there. This Boston Braves, pretty good team here. Now, I'm not sure. I'm guessing Warren Spahn is on another team, because you know the old saying the Braves used to say, "Spawn insane and pray for rain." So I'm not sure where. Let's see if we can find Warren Spahn and see who he's with. So yeah, it's a 32 team league. There's now 1,335 players in here. Where is Warren? I think we just passed him up there. There he is. He's with the Atlanta Braves. So again, I can move all these around, but you can see, I mean, we've got, Albert Goodwill Spalding is in here. I mean, these are players from all over history. And again, I'm constantly working on this and, things like that. There's probably, I mean, there's still a lot of players that can be brought in, but then, gets too big. And it's a bit crazy, yeah? Crazy. But, like, I had to have Lloyd Wayner in here because poor Lloyd, he gets forgotten, and damn fine numbers and deserving of the Hall of Fame. So there you go. Yes, he did. So both good years, but he mainly played in the Negro American League. So, you were getting down to the end of the Negro Leagues when Sam was playing there. But yeah, thank you for that, Clinton. I'm always open. Anybody with your favorite teams, if you want to look at, you want to look at any of these rosters, and you want to see who happens to be on your team, just let me know. If there's somebody missing, I'm always open to add people. But what I really love about this is the fact that the New York Giants. Oh, I gotta save this. Select. And save data disk. Boink. There we go. So yeah, the New York Giants, San Francisco Giants are their own separate teams. I renamed them the Bums, but so the Brooklyn Dodgers and LA Dodgers, separate teams, um, and so on and so on. St. Louis Browns, Baltimore Orioles have their own teams. The Philadelphia Athletics and the Kansas City and Oakland Athletics are on their own team. So we're talking about the A's earlier because Cousin Ken's going to be playing those 1911 A's. So obviously some of them are here. So he's going to have Jack. There's Jack Combs, and we got some earlier A's as well. There's Rube Waddell. There's Chief Bender, Eddie Plank. So really, really, really good stuff. This is a lot of fun. This is really a fun roster set to play with. I really, really like it. So there's Home Run Baker. But yeah, I mean this A's team just in this league are tough with Cochran, Hayes, Fox, Fain, McGinnis, Bishop, Dykes, Baker, Barry, Yost, Al Simmons, Bing, Miller, Gus Zernial, Whitey Witt, Wally Moses. But this is a scary rotation. Look how deep it goes. Lefty Grove, holy hell, Jack Combs, Rube Waddell, Chief Bender, Eddie Plank. So these could be like your 5 starters, and then you got Rommel Earnshaw coming out of the pen. Good stuff. So Clinton says that can I argue loud and long about his team? You're pushing the 25 Senators? 1925 Senators. Let's look at their roster. Let's look at the 1925 Senators. Just for giggles. Because we like to have giggles. Let me go back to 1925. Of course, this is the 100th anniversary of the Senators losing the World Series to the Pittsburgh Pirates. And the Pittsburgh Pirates have done nothing at all. And that year they were called the Nationals, by the way, to commemorate that. So yeah, this was a good team. Maybe not a lot of big names, but if you're a student of the history of baseball, you're going to recognize most of these names. So Muddy Rule, excellent catcher. Pinky Hargrave, Benny Tate, Joe Judge, Mule Shirley, Frank McGee, Frank Harris, Spencer Adams, Ozzie Bloogie, Mike McNally, Stuffy Stewart. I always love anybody named Stuffy. Buddy Meyer, Roger Peckinpah, Goose Goslin, Sam Rice. There's a couple of Hall of Famers in here. Wood Matthews, Earl McNeely, and Nemo Leibold, late of the 1919 White Sox. Pretty good pitching staff here. Walter Johnson, of course, on the staff. Still damn tough in 1925, along with Stan Kovaleski, got Lefty Thomas, Dutch Ruther, George Mogridge, Tom Zachary, Curly Ogden, Von Gregg, Furpo Marbury, Win Ballou, Alan Russell, and Jim Lyle. So, yeah, definitely a very, very good 1925 team. And, of course, they faced my Pittsburgh Pirates, Johnny Gooch, Earl Smith, Roy Spencer, George Grantham, fine player, Stuffy McGinnis, who we mentioned earlier with that 1911 squad that Ken's going to be playing in South Carolina, Jewel Enns, Al Niehaus, Eddie Moore, Johnny Rawlings, Fresco Thomas, Hall of Famer Pie Traynor, Glenn Wright, Clyde Barnhart, Kai Kyler, Carson Bigby, Max Scoops Carey, and Mule Haas. And then rotation-wise, not strong pitching, but that's pretty normal for the Pirates. Ray Kramer, Vic Aldridge, Lee Meadows, Johnny Morrison, Email Wide, Red Odom, Babe Adams still around. So this is 1925. Babe Adams pitched in the 1909 World Series. Still holds many Pirate records. In fact, somebody was doing a comparison of Babe Adams' record to Rube Waddell, and Adams compares fairly favorably to the great Rube Waddell, but I don't think Babe Adams is ever going to see the Hall of Fame. Kind of sad. Bud Collatson, Don Songer, and Lou Kubal. Those were my 1925 Pittsburgh Pirates. If the Pirates don't do anything, maybe around September I'll do a little thing of 1925. Maybe we'll just redo the 1925 World Series. I don't know. Yeah. And how about Um, Walter Johnson's performance in the 1924 World Series, that was just pure guts. Um, I would say that performance, and then Grover Cleveland Alexander in the 1926 World Series. These old dead ballers showed they still had it. I mean, Johnson comes in at 1924 in the series, right? And I mean, he holds, right? I mean, pitches four scoreless innings. I mean, and Walter is quote unquote past his prime, but if you look at his record in 1925, it ain't too, or 1924, not too shabby. Best chance those Senators had, or Nationals, when uh, too bad when he was in his prime. Many argue that 1913 is Walter Johnson's best season. So, but the Senators falling short that year. Yeah, Alexander came in with a hangover, and he was shell shocked too from World War One. Alexander's story is, I mean, when I do another one of those baseball shorts, I want to do them better. I want to do one on Old Pete. Um, Here's a man that, boy, despite all kinds of adversity, battling alcoholism, he was beamed in a game in the minors, and again, these are unaffiliated minors or whatever it was, gave him double vision, and then somehow it just corrected itself. Um, Came from a very poor family, alcoholics. At least the story goes, is that he developed his pitching accuracy, and apparently he was deadly accurate, as a child, throwing stones at birds so that his family could eat dinner. And unlike Ty Cobb and Christy Mathewson, Pete Alexander actually served in the trenches in the Western Front in World War One, and came back with what we now call PTSD, but it was called shell shock then. Um, and the drinking resurfaced again. Is, I mean, shell shock wasn't, it's not a pretty thing, is it? But what courage, and to come in with a hangover, and everything else going on, and holding the mighty Yankees and leading the St. Louis Cardinals to first of many world championships, second only to the New York Yankees in world championships. Some good stuff. I hope some of you folks can join us tonight, 10 p.m., for Diamonds and Dice. It's going to be on this channel this month. And again, we're going to be talking about the quest for the perfect baseball sim. And that doesn't just mean digital. We're talking about cards and dice games too. So bring your thoughts. And since it's on my channel, it might go a little longer than an hour, but Bernie tries to keep me in an hour. So, as I said, you folks are the stars. We're kind of just the hosts or whatever. So hopefully you'll come in tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and we'll talk about it. It's a pretty open, tricky topic. All right. Until then, we will say our thank yous to the professor, Clinton Parks, here at Shea Stadium today, to the man of a thousand voices, Aaron Reed was here, and our great punster, Parallel League was here, the heart and soul of this channel, cousin Ken Castro, joined us. Barbara was here. Thank you, Barbara, for coming in. It's been a long time since we've seen her. My buddy Joe Murdy was here today. Joe Murdy into old-timey baseball as well. Let me see. I don't want to make it. Doug Hunt, fellow Bucco fan, was here. We were bemoaning the fact that the damn Chicago White Sox have been beating us up. Brother Jack Dawson joined us here at the ballpark. Philip Reynolds was here. Philip saying he picked up, which has a most compelling title, Red Ice Hockey. Jack Dawson was the first one in the ballpark today, so thank you for that, Jack. Parallel League says the winning team is a 1952 movie about old Pete. Yeah, and there's another one. I believe it's called The Pride of St. Louis, starring this guy that eventually became president of the United States. So, yeah, Alexander, what a great story he was. Of course, when he was, I mean, he was poor all his life. And so when he was elected to the National Baseball Hall of Fame, he said, well, where's the money? But that's a picture you just didn't want to face. I mean, in 19 15 with those Philadelphia Phillies, he was just incredible, unstoppable. And the break gone, everything like that, and then of course 2 years later, going into the First World War, the most destructive war the planet has ever known. But guts. Read about that 1926 World Series performance from old Pete, who's very near the end of his career. So, all right, guys, that is it. That is it. That is it. Make sure I didn't miss any other comments. I don't think I did. Parallel League says, yep. So we got it. All right, guys, see you around the batting cage, and hopefully tonight at 10 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time, because Bernie Strom insists upon punctuality, the quest for the perfect baseball sim. Oh, okay, yeah. So that was about Diz. You're right. It was about Dizzy. That makes sense. Yeah, Dizzy Dean. There's an excellent pitcher. Certainly, great one. Old Diz. He said he and Paul were going to win. What was he? He said they were going to win 49 games and we can go home fishing. And they did that in 1934. Dizzy and Daffy Dean. Gotta love it. All right, we'll see everybody hopefully tonight, and if not, on the next broadcast, whenever that might be, and I have no idea. Until then, we'll see you around the batting cage.